Hey guys, what's going on? It's Ash here coming at you today in Clash Royale. Hope this video finds each and every one of you guys doing well. Today I have a treat for you guys. It is a Sparky Beast. Literally, it's SenseiBeast, a Vietnamese pro on the channel. So happy to have him on the channel. He's rattled off 3 12-win grand challenges in a row now with this Sparky deck. He prefers it over Kyo's deck. You guys remember that deck from the YouTuber challenge? He prefers this deck to it, and he definitely has the proof to back up his success, at least his preference, on this deck. Today we're going to watch some of the replays, and SenseiBeast was also kind enough to provide a lot of text tips to share with you guys, so I'll share those throughout the video. Let's start with opening plays in this first replay, because we're going to see an example of it right here. You can see our starting hand. What would you guys do in this situation? Are you answering me? That was lame. All right, so we're going to actually start off with a Goblin Gang. And what he prefers to do is start off with a gang to try to find out what small spell the opponent has, either Spear Goblins or a Goblin Gang, because that's going to be really instrumental to having success in the rest of the match. So identify their small spell. Do they have Log or do they have Zap? If they have Zap, you know they can reset your Sparky, so you're able to play a little bit of a Zap bait game within the game. That means that if they use Zap on your Sparky, you can try to punish them immediately by supporting that push with Spear Goblins, Bats, or Goblin Gang. If they have Log, well, you know they can't reset Sparky with their small spell. However, they will be able to punish you with the Goblin Gang and the Spear Goblins. So finding out that information quick is really going to be key to success, again, later on in the match. So here, let's kind of do a little play-by-play, and we'll walk you through some of SenseiBeast's decision-making. This is a perfect first match. This is actually the 12-win against a 20-win player as well. And you're going to see an example of how to execute a winning push with this deck. This deck has a lot of nuance in it. There's a lot of, like, when you pick up this deck for the first time, you're like, okay, I'm not sure what I should be doing here. Should I be playing the Giant behind the King Tower or the Sparky behind the King Tower to start out my push? We're going to answer all of those questions. Hopefully you walk away from this video a much better Sparky Beatdown player, as with all of my videos, than you were walking into the video. So here we go here. It's going to be, watch the ending play just of this match. It's going to be exactly textbook on how you want to play it. And you know, these first 2 matches are going to be against hard counters. The next matchup is going to be even more difficult. It's a P.E.K.K.A. Ewiz deck. This one's just a P.E.K.K.A. with Tombstone, which is actually a nuisance as well. So here we go. He kind of answered the question right there. He said like 75% of the time he's going to be dropping the Sparky first behind the King Tower and then supporting it with a Giant like so. Now, it's going to be really important to watch this next sequence, so I'm going to shut up about the deck strategy and kind of get into the play-by-play. So this is going to be an ideal push here with the Giant, Sparky, Mega Minion, and then Bats to play against a distracting unit, or in this case, the Tombstone. So, of course, we take care of the Tombstone just fine, but you can see he answered with the P.E.K.K.A., the opponent there. So this is going to be the crucial kind of part of the match that you guys want to pay attention to. We're going to defend here using Spear Goblins, Goblin Gang, and Sparky. Sparky's going to be really important here to defend. Now, after a successful defense with Sparky, oftentimes you can hit the other lane with a Giant, Mega Minion, Bats combo. And check this out. Giant, Mega Minion, Bats. We have Spear Goblins, well, Goblin Gang split in the center, and now we have a really strong push that's incredibly difficult to defend, even with P.E.K.K.A. and a bunch of other defensive cards in the opponent's hand. What we did there, you guys saw it. We defended with that Sparky in the right lane from that P.E.K.K.A., from the counter push of the opponent, and then after the defense, we split lane pushed with a Giant Mega Minion in one lane, and then some Goblins to support the Sparky in the other lane. Then we split everything, split Spirit Goblin or Goblin Gang in the center. It's incredibly difficult for the opponent to defend an attack like that. So let's watch the next matchup against what I said earlier, probably a more difficult matchup than the first one, guys. So here we go. Let's see how he starts out this time. It looks like we don't have any Goblins or Spirit Goblins or a Goblin Gang to start out this match, so we're just going to go ahead and split Bats in the back here. Now we have Spirit Goblins in hand. We're going to be able to find out what his small card is, or small spell card is, in just a moment here, but you can see he didn't even have it in cycle in his deck to play to begin with anyway. But we did see that he has Ewiz and a Dark Prince and some spam cards. We got to figure he's playing some sort of a bridge spam or a P.E.K.K.A. control deck. It turns out he is playing a P.E.K.K.A. control with Battle Ram. Check this out. We're going to go same lane as that P.E.K.K.A. he just dropped with a giant P.E.K.K.A. push here. So let's see how we handle this. It's going to be really important to pay attention to how we follow through with pushes, dead pushes, and just pushes that don't work out. Obviously, this giant Sparky 11 elixir push did not work out too well. But check this out. We're going to get extra value out of Sparky by playing those Spear Goblins over there in front of the river. And check that out. That's what I'm talking about, the extra value. That Sparky killing that bandit that you just saw in the left lane, that actually ends up being really the turning point of this match. Getting an extra 3 elixir out of that Sparky, taking the pressure card out of the opponent's hand, it really kind of changed the tempo in my opinion. And now check this out right here. We're going to play a giant in back of the King Tower. We didn't have Sparky to play first in this situation, but it's actually going to work out beautifully. This is going to be the winning push for SenseiBeast in this match, so pay attention. We're going against a P.E.K.K.A. Now we know the opponent's probably going to push the opposite lane because we have a pretty big push beatdown going in the left lane. So here comes the Battle Ram. That's going to allow us to cycle, defend, and cycle to another giant. That's going to come in really handy in the left lane. Watch where Sparky stopped. Plenty of room to get a giant in there, and we have plenty of elixir to do so. Boom! There's the giant, blocked that P.E.K.K.A.'s swing, and there's no way in hell the opponent can defend against this. We are spamming at the bridge now. The opponent has poison. We force the poison out of the opponent. It doesn't matter. We already have a giant and a mega minion on that tower. Again, like I said last match, the strongest push that you can execute as a player using this deck is going to be a giant, a Sparky, and a mega minion, and then supporting with spells or swarm troops, whatever fits the situation that you're in. So beautiful game there by SenseiBeast. You saw how he was able to handle, with relative ease, a deck that absolutely is built to counter his deck. So with 6 seconds left, the opponent, look at that. Look at our towers. He's barely even touched our towers. Man, crazy, crazy, crazy match there in terms of how powerful SenseiBeast was and how well played he was in that match. So let's go ahead and watch the next one here. What do we want to watch? This guy is a really good 3 Musketeer player, another 20-game winner. Let's start with this one. Here's his player profile, by the way. He's playing the 3 Musketeers giant deck, and let's see how we handle it, guys. So how do you handle pump with this deck? It's pretty obvious. We'll be fireballing the pump. Now, sometimes after the 2 elixir mark in the match into overtime, or double elixir time, excuse me, during those situations, sometimes we totally ignore the pump if the opponent drops a late pump in the match, if we decide that we can pressure with the giant. Sometimes we'll even do that against 3 Musketeer players. I believe we'll see it in this match in the first 2 minutes, so it just depends on the situation. So check this out. We get into a little bit of trouble here. We kind of run into some bad luck. Watch this Sparky here. It's only 4 seconds now, but man, she was so close to getting that Dark Prince and the Musketeers behind it. Instead, we're going to take a ton of damage, but we don't lose the tower. It's really important going against the 3 Musketeer deck. You know they don't have a big spell. A tower with 500 HP like we have right now is still incredibly valuable. It's going to take them another push focusing on that tower to take it down since they don't have those big spells. So if you're able, going against 3 Musketeers, no matter what deck you're playing, it's not a deck that you're normally going to want to just sacrifice a tower. You're going to want to still defend even if things don't look that great for you, such as that situation. So here we go. We're going to play. This is what I talked about earlier, guys. We're going to aggressively play everything in that lane. We're spamming in the right lane here, guys, to take down that tower, and you can see the opponent just can't keep up because they pumped up. So he went the same lane as the pump. That's also noteworthy. It wasn't the same lane that the opponent was going for. We're also able to deny a lot of elixir production out of that pump, and in fact, that last Spear Goblin actually took it down. Now the opponent pumps again. So what we like to do once we have a tower lead with this deck is play the Sparky behind the tower, going for the 3 crown, as if we were going for the 3 crown. That's exactly what we do here. It's going to cause the opponent to have to devote a lot of elixir into going into that lane, the King Tower lane. So we're going to go ahead and fireball the minions up there, and we're just going to keep applying that pressure. The opponent's going to go ahead and drop a Dark Prince, so we're just going to respond immediately with bats. We're going to bait out that zap on the bats, and then Sparky's going to do a poor job. I was going to say a good job, but a poor job there, unfortunately. immediately, just not enough time, and that will happen with this deck. Sparky will just be this close to getting that big hit that you want her to, and she just doesn't come through for you, so it's not always going to work out there. But that was the idea. We baited out using the zap, the bats to bait out the zap there at the bridge, and then hopefully, if it works out correctly, we can play Sparky to defend without the opponent having zap in cycle. So here comes a little push for us, or a push for the opponent, but we're going to go ahead and counter that really easily here with a giant. And look at the opponent just used their zap again. So now they have nothing for this Sparky. Sparky's able to get 2 hits off against that giant, stopping that push kind of before it started. Now we have a lot of surviving troops on the counter attack, and counter pushing is going to be a key part to this deck, as you can see illustrated with this final big push in the left lane. We were able to concentrate on defending, just stacking up our troops on defense as the opponent got more and more aggressive there, and then cashing in on that big push to end the game with a giant in the pocket. A giant in the pocket is going to be a very valuable play. I asked SenseiBeast, what do you do? What's the best situation to do, all things being equal, once you take a tower down? And he said you really shouldn't be losing with this deck once you get a tower lead early in the game. And what you should do is drop the Sparky in the lane going for their king tower, the 3 crown, and then you drop some spammy troops, some swarm troops in the left lane a little bit after you recoup some of your elixir. Then you wait, you drop the mega minion in the opposite lane as well, and then you drop the giant in the pocket. So let me kind of repeat that. It was kind of, I don't know, convoluted. You drop the Sparky going for the 3 crown. In the opposite lane, you drop a mega minion. You just wait a little bit. You defend if you have to, whatever. It's going to be hard for them to pressure against a Sparky and a mega minion. And then once you defend, you just drop that giant in the pocket. It's really difficult, as we saw in the first match, to defend a split lane push from this deck. So here we go again, guys. Oh, look at this. Man, I was too busy blabbing. He's already got the right tower down. I missed the play-by-play on that one. I apologize, guys. But hopefully you guys can watch it back and actually pay attention. Hopefully you paid more attention than I did. Well, now Sensei knows he doesn't have any spell in cycle here, so he's just applying the big pressure. That was a fast 3 crown, ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly. Guys, I love sharing Sparky decks. Viva la Sparky, one of my favorite cards in the game. Not my favorite. I still think maybe she could use a tiny buff, but you got to be careful because she's one of those cards that it's already viable in the right hands, as we saw in this video. So anyway, I'll let you guys give me your opinions on if she needs a buff, or if she's just fine, or if she's OP, who knows. Guys, check out SenseiBeast's player profile in the description below, thanks to StatsRoyale.com, a partner here on YouTube, along with Bren Chong. Check out Bren Chong's information in the description as well. Guys, thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care, guys.